up, my peeps? Welcome back to my channel. Ireland tries the internet. Today I am joined here with my little sister.
Hello, I'm Cadence.
Because today we will be trying out building a chinchilla cage. That's what's in the background over here. And you might be thinking, this isn't the room we're usually in. This is a different room, you're right. Welcome to Not My Bedroom. Very specific. Yes, we'll be trying building a chinchilla cage because my sister is expecting to get 2 chinchillas eventually. Pets are kind of on a all-time low at the current moment, but hopefully at some point we'll have chinchillas to fill the cage with, but we thought might as well start building the cage. I guess let's get started.
Oh, great. Do you know how to read?
Yes.
Then we should be able to do this.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to VoiceOver Ireland. I thought this video was super duper boring as a speed run through of me building a cage with my sister, so I thought I'd add a little commentary to fill up some of the time and make this way more entertaining. Because as I started editing, I was like, wow, this is super awful. So here's a little bit of my commentary and explanation as to what's going on throughout the entirety of this very painstaking process of completing a chinchilla cage. So the first thing we started off was building the base. Add a little base to that, am I right? So we started off building the base. Might I add that all of these parts were super ridiculously heavy. Why are they so heavy? I mean, we don't have the chinchillas yet or anything, but how heavy are these chinchillas? Are they like bricks or something? Jeez, this thing was very sturdy. I trust my chinchillas in this, to say the least. This was a recommended chinchilla cage, recommended by another chinchilla channel that my sister has watched a lot. I think it's called the Chinchilla Notebook, if I'm not mistaken. So if you need advice and stuff like that on chinchillas, go there because they've certainly been a lot of help during our process of thinking about whether or not chinchillas are the best pet for my sister and how to best take care of them. So back to the commentary, I suppose. In this part, we're just, again, building the base. And here is when we try figuring out which piece goes into the bottom because the pictures are so hard to read. They all look the same. Like, none of them look distinctly different in any ways. And it's like, the explanation for why this thing is on the bottom and this is on the top is because the bars are half an inch wider. Like, sorry, I didn't bring my measuring tape out to put this together. I thought that the picture should help. So I kept looking back and forth between the picture and the instructions, and it still didn't dawn on me which piece was supposed to go in there. Here's the point where we put in the wrong piece. That actually ends up going on the top later on, believe it or not. But yeah, that's basically where we were. I have no idea what I was doing the whole entire time. And afterwards, voicing it over now, I feel like a complete idiot because it was really easy to see which piece was the one. Yeah, that thing that I'm holding up right there is the piece that we need. And it finally dawned on me after, let's say this was probably about 20 minutes in. Yeah, about 20 minutes in, I finally realized that I'm dumb and that it's just this one piece. The tragedy of this long, painstaking moment I took building this cage right here is, one, the camera angle was super terrible and I had to keep adjusting for a majority of the time, so please accept my apologies for doing that. But also, it was super hard to get this thing in the place. Ugh, that's a bad wording. It was hard to get this thing in place. There we go. So you see, we finally successfully found the piece. We finally got it in. I start screwing it in. And then what do you know, we realize, oh, the whole thing is backwards. Like the 2 main pieces that we need were backwards because there were poles that were supposed to stick into some holes on the side of the main pieces that we had not realized were like that. So at this point is when we realized we have to take the whole thing apart and do it all again. So that was a brilliant moment as I just turned the thing around and realized that I'm super dumb. But that's not new for this channel, so. Goodness. Anyways, yeah, so we continue building the cage from this point on. It's pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. I am not a builder. I have taken math. I don't know why it took me so long to get to that point. It's a little late at night, I'm gonna admit it. I like editing late at night because I stay up super late, but in this voiceover, which I've never done before, it's a little bit strange to say the very least. But, maybe this will be something that's super cool. Seems like voiceover is pretty fun. I like watching a lot of different videos that do voiceovers. Enough rambling, okay? Yeah, so here we finally get the bottom piece all together. Gosh, that was the hardest part of the entire building, honestly, was just getting these few pieces together on the bottom. It was just so hard to fit the poles in and then stick the little rods into the poles so that the pieces didn't fall out. And this was just the bottom. It wasn't even a place where the chinchillas were going to be running around. It was literally just to hold like the dust and food and stuff. But that's besides the point, I guess. So here we put in the wheels. Wheels on the bus go round and round, so do our chinchillas, hopefully, once we get them. It seems like it's going to be a long time before we get the chinchillas, so don't be too eager for a part 2, considering the person that we're getting our chinchillas from is still waiting on the chinchillas to be born. So there's that, and then it takes another 8 weeks for them to be able to be like fully grown and able to be away from their mom. So we have to wait for that. So it's going to be a slow process getting these chinchillas, but we thought it would be really fun just to share our little chinchilla experience with the cage. Here's the point where my mom finally joins in and just shows us up completely as we do a lot of dumb things and realize that one chinchilla cage fitting 2 chinchillas takes 3 human beings to figure out and build. So just a warning for those people looking to get chinchillas, it's a lot of work to put together a proper cage for them. Again, the person that we watched on YouTube recommended this cage because it's about 5 feet tall and is a good amount of area space for chinchillas to jump around. Chinchillas are apparently from an area in which there's like a lot of mountains and they like to jump and like scale things, and so that's why we wanted to get a really tall cage, that way they'd be really happy. We're still waiting on a lot of ledges. You'll see later on we'll put a few ledges into the cage, but a majority of the ledges that we wanted to get have not arrived yet. But yeah, as you can tell, this part is where things pick up quite a bit. It goes a lot faster. We finally get to the point where we're halfway done with the cage, just the other half to do. I have no idea why that bottom piece was just taking us so much time to figure out. I mean, it was all me. I was in charge of figuring out how to read. And shout out to the beginning of the video where my sister asked me if I could read, and I gave her an obvious yes. Apparently I can't. So here we finally put the whole thing together. Woo! Exciting. We put little pans in the bottom for when they use the restroom, I guess you could phrase. Yeah, when they make a mess on the floor, we can clean it up using those pans. And then we also later on add fleece to it. We add fleece to the pans to make sure it's nice and soft, and then add some tile so that they're nice and cool because they're used to being in a cool area. We made sure that this cage was also in a cool part of our house because we had researched that chinchillas cannot be in an area above 75 degrees. Also, during a lot of this process is when we realized that some of the things we had bought were plastic, sadly, and we know that plastic is really, really bad for chinchillas. If they eat it, their digestive system can just get really messed up from it, I think. So we made executive decision to either take it out of the cage, or in the case of the water bottles, I think we were planning to cover it up with fleece. That way they couldn't bite it or eat any of it. So here's us putting in the water bottles. A lot of these things end up changing. Here's a lot of the minuscule items that we end up adding. But again, as you can see right here, plastic, can't have it. There was so much plastic to get rid of, sadly. Here's when we build our little hideaways out of wood. So that was good. Our mom finally comes in to tell us how to actually do things. So yeah, that's majority of the cage is built. I'll check back in on that once it is completely done. And then my sister at the end of this video also does a whole review and check-in of all the different things she's decided to add. These are her pets, so she's mainly in charge of taking care of them. I am mainly here just to make sure that living creatures are happy. Because while the pet is a responsibility for her to take on as her first official pet, I also just want to make sure that they're safe. I don't want her lackadaisically going about this. But of course she hasn't, and she's been doing a lot of research, which is really great, and making sure she knows exactly what the chinchillas need and how to best take care of them. But I just worry sometimes. So that's why I'm here. A big old worry wart is what I typically associate as. So yeah, we had a few hanging items, a few smaller items, all of which are wood or metal of sorts that they can either eat because their teeth are always growing, so they need to chew on wood and things like that so that they don't get super big, I guess. Right. So this is a completed chinchilla cage as of that moment. I'll allow my sister to then check in on some new improvements we've discovered.
Here's the cage, and I wanted to show you. This is like, it's me, Kate, and I just wanted to show you the cage because we changed it up from the last time. We still have all the same stuff, but we're gonna maybe get baby chinchillas. So if we get baby chinchillas, we blocked off the hole right here, and the 2 chinchillas are gonna stay down here. So we got fleece and we moved it down here, and then we gave it its like cooling tile, its bathroom. And I know, yes, that is plastic, but if they start chewing it, then we're gonna have to use like a pee pad and stuff because we don't want them to chew it because it's very toxic for chinchillas. And then we brought a hut down. We got rid of the ledge right up here for right now, but it's right here, and that's what it's using to block the hole up here. But we'll put it down, and if they're not baby chinchillas, then we'll put it back right here. But we're gonna move the water bottles too because they're up there. We need them to be right there, and everything that they really need, their feeder. But another feeder's coming in the mail. It should come tomorrow, but then we still got the toys and stuff, so they should be entertained. And we still have not got the ledges, so yeah. And here's the rest of their toys. It's just up here for it now, but but we didn't want to give them too many toys. We just wanted to keep them entertained. Again, they have like a bunch of sticks down here, and so that's basically it. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and also comment down below if you want to see like another chinchilla video, like learning about them, like the basic care and needs, or want to see us get the chinchillas, then we can do that too. Or any other video ideas you guys want to do as chinchillas, or any other video ideas in general.
Alright everybody, thank you for watching our part 1 of our chinchilla tour. I'll update you if we have when we have other things showing up. If you are interested in seeing more of these things, go ahead and leave a like and make sure to subscribe down below.
yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next week with a different kind of video. Bye!